Hi there, my name is Will and welcome back to a deep dive of workflow components. Today we're going to be walking through the disabled property and how you can use this to debug and test your flows. Put simply, the disabled property is a boolean property that allows you to disable certain parts of your flow, task, and trigger. This is really helpful if you're trying to debug something or test something without having to actually remove chunks of your workflow. Just makes it simpler without having to cause other breaking changes. Let's jump into an example. Inside Orchestra here, this flow is currently disabled because we've added the disabled property at the top. So if I try to execute this, it will not let me. And this trigger will also not work as well while the flow is disabled. Even when we try and execute it from a subflow, it will still fail regardless. And as we can see here from the output, it was unable to successfully execute it because the flow has the disabled property set to true. We'll also see this if we were to execute it from the API as well. If we successfully execute the subflow, that will be successful, but it will return the same error that we can see here. In this example, the trigger is disabled, which means that I can execute the flow if I want to, and this will be successful. However, the trigger itself will not trigger the flow. So really useful if you're using a schedule and you want to be able to just pause the schedule so that it doesn't just keep running into oblivion, especially because the moment that you finish writing a trigger and click save, it is active. So the best way to stop it from running is head over to the trigger tab and you can click this little toggle here that will let you disable it and enable it. You can also add it into the YAML code as well directly if you would prefer. We can also disable tasks individually if you want to be able to stop them from doing something, maybe because they're causing some bugs. So here I can add the disabled property again, enable that to true. I can also do it inside of the UI as well. So if I click on here, there'll be an option here to enable and disable it. So if you're looking to do it simply, you can do it in the UI as well. But if I execute this, we will only see one of the tasks run, which is the enabled one. The disabled one does not run. And if I quickly change this to false and then execute it, we'll see both of them execute. That gives you a quick insight into how to use the disabled property for both flows, triggers, and tasks to help you both debug and test your flows. Hopefully you found that useful and that's going to help you be even more powerful inside of Orchestra. Let us know what you think of the feature and to share any feedback that you have in the comments below or in our Slack community.